Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
A continuación, Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a la comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Now, con ustedes, Jenny Ibarra.
Donde quiera que esté, gracias por reunirse con nosotros nuevamente en Voces en Acción. Jenny Rosales, su anfitriona, trayéndole la información, todo lo que necesita usted saber sobre las cosas que están pasando en nuestra comunidad aquí en Montgomery County, en Conroe, en Texas y todos los Estados Unidos y el mundo. Hoy tengo una persona que va a venir a hablar con nosotros. El nombre de él es Christian Collins. Christian Collins estuvo corriendo en las primarias para congresista del Distrito Octavo. Esa posición la ganó el señor Morgan Luttrell. Pero el señor Christian Collins, además de trabajar con la comunidad, como con su experiencia gubernamental, él trabaja con jóvenes. Y esa es la parte que nosotros tenemos que ver. Ese muchacho viene trabajando con jóvenes desde hace mucho tiempo. Él crea las conferencias de jóvenes republicanos alrededor de todos los Estados Unidos y específicamente en el área de Texas. Y él se enfoca en ayudar a entender la parte conservativa ¿cómo se llama? De lo que es nuestra fundadores mediante la Constitución aquí en los Estados Unidos y al mismo tiempo educar a los jóvenes para que ellos tengan una voz cuando les toque ir a votar. Christian Collins acaba de tener la última reunión o el último congreso fue hace aproximadamente como una semana o 2 semanas atrás, y la próxima creo que va a ser en ¿cómo se llama? En Mid Valley, en Texas. Básicamente va a ser en Velasco, Texas, y va a ser una reunión con los jóvenes en el border, ¿ok? Sabiendo que en el border hay un montón de problemas, él quiere hablar con los jóvenes para que los jóvenes expresen sus sentimientos y digan lo que está pasando. En esa, él va a hablar, van a haber varios invitados. Voy a traducir esta parte en inglés para que mis oyentes americanos sepan lo que está pasando. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Thank you for being part of Voices in Action again, bring you the latest information about the things that are going on within our country, Texas, Montgomery, Conroe, and all over the world. Today, I have the honor of having with me Mr. Christian Collins. Mr. Collins have been part of our community for the longest. He's a kid that has worked with our youth for many years. And last year, he at the beginning of the primaries this year, he was running for Congress as the District 8. That position was won by Mr. Morgan Luttrell. And Mr. Collins continues his work, though as a youth, as a youth master. This guy brings all these people, all these media people, all these politicians, all these educators to talk to our youngsters from the ages of 14 all the way to the ages of 26 that are needing to be involved in politics, that are needing to know why our founding fathers founded a more conservative prospective government, things like that. So he goes ahead and takes his time in developing conferences in Texas, regional ones in the area of Houston, Texas, and of course the one that is coming up next, and I think it's going to be in the Valley at the end of the border, and it is going to be on the October 22nd, that weekend. I'm going to go ahead and put that information on the wall in Voces en Acción, so you guys are able to get a hold of him, talk to him, his information, his contacts, because he's the creator of the Texas Youth Summits in Texas. Mr. Collins has a wide perspective of how our kids are needing to be involved in everything. He will go and face to face talk to the teens and listen to the things that they need to develop in order for them to grow as citizens and be able to go out and vote. Talking about voting, we're close to our next elections, which are going to be held October 24th, early, and then it's going to go all the way to November the 8th. November the 8th is the election date. Please, if you have something that you have to express by going out and voting, is what you need to do. As an adult, we have our differences and we have our things that we lean to or not. We have choices too. Our choice to refrain from voting and then not complaining, or a choice of going out and voting and electing the people that are going to serve for us. Remember, the government works for us, not us for the government. And that's what we have to think about. We need to educate our people. Education is the main priority that we need to do in this time of space. We need to educate everybody around to make sure that they're aware of we're losing our rights. We're losing our freedom of speech. We're losing everything. Yes, but if we don't complain about it, nothing is done. We need to make sure that the people that are elected by us are working pro the community union, pro the racist union, pro the education of our children in all aspects. And that's why we are here. Just Voces en Acción, as an educating show, is here to bring you. Again, we are not an apolitical show at all. And the same thing goes with Lone Star Community Radio. We do not do politics. We educate people about their choices. And one of them is going out to vote. Quiero dar un énfasis bien claro. Hablamos de votar, hablamos de elecciones que vienen pronto. Si usted acaba de hacerse ciudadano americano, o si usted es ciudadano americano y tiene el derecho de votar, no lo bote a la basura. Vaya y ejerza su voto. ¿Por qué? Porque si usted no lo hace, entonces no, ¿de qué le vale hacer un complaint acerca de que alguien no le gustó o esta persona no está ahí o no está haciendo por mí? Porque usted no ejerció su voto. O sea, si usted ejerce su voto, entonces usted puede reclamar. Recuerden, el gobierno trabaja para nosotros. Nosotros elegimos a los gobernantes. Nosotros los ponemos para que ellos nos protejan y sepan y nos respalden. Si nosotros no sabemos elegir los gobernantes o no lo hacemos, entonces no podemos quejarnos. El señor Christian Collins se ha dedicado durante todo este tiempo a traer las masas de jóvenes a las cuales nadie le habla, de los 14 a los 18, 26 años, y les da conferencias para que se eduquen al respecto de las cosas que están pasando y que hay que tener cambios exactos en todo tipo. El señor Christian Collins tiene una trayectoria de educación completa, la cual él trae al plato y trata de ayudar a los jóvenes. Sin ese tipo de educadores no podemos tener gente que pueda decirle a nuestros hijos cuando tienen los 18 años cómo agarrar una boleta y cómo decir por quién tienen que votar o cómo puede esa persona elegir y leer cada plataforma, sea la plataforma del señor Beto O'Rourke, o sea la plataforma del señor Abbott, o sea la plataforma del señor Ted Cruz, o sea la plataforma del señor, ¿cómo se llama? De la señora Sheila Jackson Lee. Las plataformas hay que leerlas, hay que educarse antes de ir al sistema de votación. El sistema de votación de los Estados Unidos está dividido en estos momentos y la gente siente que hay una convulsión. Está dividido, pero no está separado, está unido. Ese es el problema. Lo que no entiende, y se lo explico de esta manera, el sistema de votación es correcto. Tenemos que ir, poner nuestra información y ir a votar y elegir. Y en el área de Montgomery, este año se cambiaron todas las máquinas. Todas las máquinas completamente en el área de Texas han sido cambiadas. Son maquinaria nueva, las nuevas. Los jueces van a estar allí presentes. Un juez republicano, un juez demócrata. Pero como el ganador de las primarias fueron republicanos, en estas finales el juez del precinto va a ser el republicano. Son cosas políticas que quizás nosotros no entendemos, pero es así. Tenemos que preguntar, tenemos que agarrar y leer la Constitución, ver lo que es la Constitución en sí y cada artículo que esta Constitución toma. Si usted busca la Constitución de los Estados Unidos, hasta en español fue traducida para que la podamos entender, cosa la cual nos deja mucho decir. Busquen la Constitución de 1776, donde los preámbulos, que son los inicios de esta Constitución, hablan sobre los diferentes derechos que tiene el individuo que vive en una sociedad en los Estados Unidos. Entonces, todo eso tenemos que estudiarlo y dialogarlos. El señor Christian Collins va a tener su próxima conferencia el 22 de octubre en el Border, ¿ok? Va a ser en Mid Valley Assembly Church y va a ser el día 22 de octubre y va a tener por invitadas a la señora Kaylee McConaughey, a la congresista Mayra Flores, a la señora Mónica de la Cruz, a la señora Casey García. Christian Collins va a estar allí y va a estar también la congresista Kat Kamakak, que son congresistas del área del Valle, del área del Valle. Si usted está escuchando, y espero que lo haga, y está en estas áreas, por favor, registre a sus hijos de 14 años a los 26 si usted considera que la plataforma republicana tiene que verse, o la plataforma conservadora, digamos, tiene que escucharla. El señor Christian Collins tiene esa conferencia y es gratuita para los jóvenes de 14 a los 26. Él va a estar hablando con nosotros al respecto, dándonos los puntos de vista de lo que él ha hecho y cómo todo esto se ha tomado y todo lo que tenemos que hacer nosotros para poder dar nuestra voz a escuchar. I'm letting the Hispanic community know about the people that are going to be on this next conference on the border. That's the name of On the Border at Youth Texas Summit event. And it's going to be October 22nd. Miss McKinley is going to be there. Miss Congresswoman Maria Flores, Miss Mónica de la Cruz, Casey Garcia, and Miss Congresswoman Kat Kamak. She's gonna be there, and there's other more people that have invited that are gonna be there. It's gonna be in the Mid Valley Assembly Church. Please go into the website, which is www.texasyouthsummit.com. Automatically, you'll put everything, and you'll pull the page, and you'll see the events that Mr. Collins has, that he has created on all these years, to educate the community, to make sure that your kids from 14 all the way to 26 are able to understand the political involvement. They may not be able to vote, but if we do not give them education at this young age, whenever they're old, they don't know, they will not eject their choice of going and voting. That's one of the priorities why Christian is doing this type of work. He is gathering all type of speakers, people that are able to promote the conservative values that the Constitution of the United States presented. And that's the conservative values that the government is supposed to uphold and help. Like I said in the beginning, those are the things that he is presenting on his youth summits all over Texas. And if you want more information from him, you're able to locate his information in my website and in his website as well. Christian Collins, in the top of that, has dedicated his time on as a pastor, because he's a pastor as well. He was ordained, and at the same time, he's able to help kids in the spiritual part of them, not only by the political sense of it, but by the spiritual part of it. He has brought pastors like Pastor Cruz, Rafael Cruz, to the assembly and talk to them. Other youth pastors have come, and he gathers with them and he trains them. All his staff, all of them, the majority of them, are young adults, ages from the 18 all the way to 26. Sometimes he has young kids that are performing and that are working with them through the whole process to make sure that these youth summits are done in the way that they're supposed to. And I will suggest anybody that is wanting to get involved and see, to please go into his website and look at the videos. There's videos. All his conferences are there. You're able to look at them. You're able to see his ringing. You're able to listen to who spoke and what they say and how they say. and you're able to update yourself on the issues that are right now killing us. The raise of taxes, the inflation, everything that is illegal immigration or legal immigration, everything that is the situation on the critical race theory or how the education is being developed. All that stuff, it is within the same conference. So it's not only politicians that are getting there. There's people that are Christian people that are talking, or economists that are there, that are telling us, even the vaccine mandate, everything. He's bringing it up and he's bringing all these professionals or these doctors or these people that are trying to educate our community. He brings them and let them speak. Why? Because our kids are needing to get education. Again, this is education. No matter what type of belief you are, whether you're neutral, you're liberalist, you're Democrat, you're Republican, you're whatever you want to be, you need to be informed. And I believe that if you want to be informed, you can do it in both sides. You can go to the Democratic Party and try to go to their conferences and try to learn what is it that they're trying to put as a perspective in our country and help us go through it. Because I know they have good feelings. And there's a lot of Democratic people out there that are good Democrats and they have the best interest for our country. Some of them, they may not. That's up to two. I've seen a lot of people that are neutral, they're individuals that are independent and they don't believe in any political party. I've seen people that are liberalists. We have in this country a ball game. We have a mixed pot. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has a choice as well. So we have to make sure which ones are our choices and to what extent my choices will affect my neighbor. The minute that my choice affects my neighbors, automatically, what am I doing to make sure that my neighbor is not being affected? That's why Voces en Acción is here to educate you, to bring you the latest information and to make sure that you go out during the time of voting this year, and I said in every single one of my shows that have been out there, this is a year of elections. Please do your choice. Either sit down and complain or either go out and vote. Este es un año de elecciones y siempre lo he dicho en todos mis shows. Tengo que educar a la comunidad para que todos vayan a hacer lo que tienen que hacer. Su elección de sentarse y no ir a votar y estar bravo porque ganó quien no quería usted, o usted utilizar su elección, su propio voto y ponerlo en la urna. Aunque usted piense que no vale, sí vale, su voto cuenta. Y eso sea cualquier partido, sea cualquier creencia que usted tenga, la religiosa, la política, la liberal, la demócrata, la republicana, la que usted quiera, no importa. Ponga en acción su vida, la verdad suya, póngala en acción. Eso es lo que es Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Gracias nuevamente por estar con nosotros, por escucharnos, por tomar Voces en Acción como parte de su rutina diaria y escuchar nuestros shows. Nosotros dependemos de cada donación que usted nos dé. Por favor, vaya al website, dé like, elíjanos como parte de usted. De cualquier comentario que tenga, póngalo, por favor, porque yo personalmente escucho los comentarios. De donaciones, vaya al website www.irlonestar.com/vea. Ahí va a estar el botón de donación y si quiere participar como sponsor del show también, por favor comuníquese con nosotros, los números están allí, hable con nosotros. Again, Voices in Action is here for the community and pro the community, pro the union of everyone in Montgomery County, Texas, and all over the world. If you're interested of giving your voice and saying something, please text us, communicate with us. If you have somebody that you may think it will be a suitable guest for my program, please contact me, 832-732-4744. Give like to all my podcasts. They're there. Facebook, I'm in Rumble, I'm in Facebook, I'm in YouTube, and Spotify. You guys can go in TV. We're in the radio station as well, 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the area Conroe. We're airing every time at 2 p.m. But I just want to remind you that we are here because of your in-kind donations. If you're willing to donate in the cause and help Voces en Acción to continue doing the programming that we're doing, please do so. We really appreciate that. We would like for you to go to our website, irlonestar.com/BEA, B as in Victor EA, and you're able to go ahead and there give your donation. If you're willing to sponsor us, your information or information is there. You're able to contact Lone Star Community Radio Show. And they will be able to contact you and give you the information about sponsorship. But without you attending or listening to our programs, we're not able to do anything. I will go ahead and continue now with the programming, and I will let Mr. Chris Collins talk to you about everything that he is bringing to the plate, everything that he wants to do for our community and his dreams. We all here have a dream. Voy a dejar en estos momentos entonces que usted pueda escuchar a Chris Collins para que pueda escuchar sus sueños, las cosas que él ha hecho y las cosas que está haciendo por la comunidad, y que usted se envuelva y sea parte activa de la comunidad. Muchísimas gracias y que pase buena tarde. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned with Chris Collins, and have a good day.
Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a nuestra comunidad latina. Usted puede apoyarnos con su patrocinio, informando, promoviendo y ayudando a nuestra comunidad. ¿Tiene algún comentario? ¿Quiere hablar con nosotros? Podemos escucharle y ayudarle. Llámenos ahora al 832-732-4744. 832-732-4744. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. 832-732-4744.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, donde quiera que usted esté. Voces en Acción nuevamente está con usted, Jenny Rosales, su host, para poder traerle la información sobre Montgomery, sobre Texas, sobre todo lo que está en estos momentos pasando en nuestra área. Good day, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being with us with Voces en Acción one more time to bring you the updated information about Montgomery County, Texas, Conroe, everywhere. And today we have a great I can say a great example of a good leader here in our community. Mr. Christian Collins, a young man that has devoted his life to help youth understand what's going on. And we're going to talk with him. Hoy tenemos con nosotros al señor Christian Collins. Él es uno de los líderes más fuertes de nuestra comunidad. Él trabaja con los jóvenes, trata de asistir a la comunidad, y tenemos el orgullo de tenerlo con nosotros. Mr. Collins, thank you for being with us today, and thank you for being part of Voces en Acción, part of our community. I am so thrilled having you today here, sir.
Well, it's an honor to be with you. Thank you so much for having me on, Jenny.
Dice que es un honor estar con nosotros y que gracias por tenerlo. Christian, I'm going to just summarize a little bit about you. Every one of my guests, the first thing I start is like, who is Christian? Who are you? Because, the Hispanic community is very familiar. So we want to know about if you're married, if you have kids, if you have a family union, what is your hobbies, things like that. And that develop who you are, in a sense. Just got to know that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. I've lived in Montgomery County for quite some years now, and worked for very good people. I started out in politics working for Governor Abbott when he first ran for governor, then for Senator Cruz when he ran for president. And then worked for 2 years for Congressman Brady. And, started a company and started a nonprofit. Before that, I went to grad school, and I've been blessed to earn 2 degrees from Liberty University in Christian ministry and organizational communication. Before that, I went to the University of Texas and got a degree in government. And so
you're a minister?
I wouldn't say I'm a minister, but I guess I have some training if I ever decided later on down the life that, that was what I was supposed to do, then I'm sure that I could do that. But I feel like, honestly, politics is a ministry. And I've talked about this in depth in other places, that, we should look at whatever we do, whether you're a host of a show, whether you're a teacher or police officer or firefighter or lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever you
Vigorous.
do, you are a minister wherever you go. Yeah.
Cristian comenzó desde temprano aquí. Él siempre ha vivido en Montgomery, se crió acá, tiene su familia acá. Él estudió en la universidad, you said Texas A&M, that's where you went to?
The University of Texas.
The University of Texas. I'm so sorry.
Longhorns.
Two different persons. La Universidad de Texas, y se graduó con un bachillerato en gobernatura, trabajó con el gobernador Abbott, en la campaña del gobernador Abbott, trabajó también con el señor Ted Cruz en la campaña presidencial del señor Ted Cruz, y ha estado trabajando continuamente en todos el área, lo que se llama legislativa y lo que es debido a gobierno, pero como un joven. Entonces, eso es lo que le ha informado a él. Él es ministro, estudió ministerio con una de las universidades acá. Realmente no lo utiliza de esa manera, sino simple y sencillamente él dice que todo lo que él hace es un ministerio. Dependiendo de lo que hagamos usted y yo, si hagamos a algún lado o trabajemos, sea como policía o como bombero o donde quiera que usted, un host de un radio show, lo que sea, usted está haciendo un ministerio, y eso es lo que él quiere enfocar en todo lo que él hace. Cristian es un hombre muy sencillo, un hombre de familia. You have brothers and sisters, am I right? And so you're a family man, Constantine. And I see you that in your pictures in Facebook. We're friends in Facebook, so I can see it. How your family because your family is a good support to you, and I've seen your extreme amount of work, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that. And I have a great family. I grew up with a mom and dad that really loved me, loved their children, and devoted their lives to ministry. And so they're missionaries overseas in Norway.
In Norway, okay.
And I spent a couple years there. But the bulk of my life I've spent here in Texas. And it's been a great blessing seeing them pastor church in the Fort Bend area. And they got around in different parts of the Houston area. But they live in Tomball. I live here in Conroe. And most of my family lives out here, and very blessed to have great
Thanks,
family.
Lord.
So, yeah, my dad was always been a best friend to me. And
That's
so
good.
I'm thankful for that type of friendship, and he gives a lot of good advice, and I'm very blessed.
Él, como dije, un hombre de familia. Su familia ha trabajado constantemente en el ministerio. El papá y la mamá trabajan en Noruega, en el área de lo que es el ministerio, completamente como ministros, ayudando a la gente, yendo a misiones allá en Noruega. Su familia actualmente vive en Tomball y ahí se han radicado. Él ha estado en el área de nosotros acá trabajando, y él dice que él está bien bendecido por la manera de que la familia lo ha apoyado en todo lo que él se ha puesto en el camino. Al mismo tiempo dice que la bendición grande ha sido su papá. Su papá ha sido su guía, donde él ha sido su mejor amigo, ha tenido siempre el mejor consejo para él, y eso es lo que lo ha impulsado en su carrera. Christian, we're going to talk a little bit about what is the Texas Summit. I want to go ahead and give this information to the Hispanic community, because I have been involved with this, and I know how big you're doing in it. And this year, thanks a lot, I'm going to be there helping you like usual, because I love it. I'm a pro-youth, knowing what's going on. You know what I mean? And everything that is informative, that is going to give them a view of a different world than what they're living right now.
Right.
That is the positiveness.
Yeah.
Vamos a hablar un poquito sobre lo que se llama el Texas Youth Summit. Cristian es el fundador y el director ejecutivo del Texas Youth Summit, o sería en español la traducción, la Congregación de Jóvenes de Texas. Él es un programa que él trabaja constantemente con jóvenes, y vamos a hablar sobre su punto conservador que él viene a traer a este programa. Pero quiero aclarar una cosa: Voces en Acción, nuevamente, y Lone Star Community Radio, no somos políticos, no somos apolíticos. Nosotros le abrimos la puerta a cualquier persona que venga a hablar, sea de cualquier tipo de programa, sea del área demócrata, republicano, mediado o lo que sea. no lo tenemos abierto el programa. Pero estamos en año de elección, así que tenemos que hablar de todo lo que los programas que están hablando en estos momentos, y la conferencia de Christian es una de las más grandes en el estado en estos momentos. Christian, and I'm going to say this, I have to say it, your work with Texas Youth Summit, and I have to say that, Lone Star Community Radio and Voces en Acción, we're apolitical. We open the doors to anybody, which is whether Republicans or conservative or, whoever they are. The doors are open for them to come over here because we want to educate. Our main goal is to educate the community, whether it's the Hispanic or the American or the Chinese or the Black Americans community. So they're aware of their choices. That's the main thing, am I right? So we're going to talk about your focus on the Texas. How do you create it? First of all, how do you came with the Texas Youth Summit?
It was just an event that I started in 2019, and it's gotten bigger every year. And now we have really phenomenal guests that are the best in politics wanting to come to our summit. And I have people that, rather than, it's the inverse of the way it was. I was trying to get people to come before, but now people are asking if they could come, and it's hard to fit everybody in. But, this year we have a great lineup. We have Kayleigh McEnany, Candace Owens, Ted Cruz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Allie Beth Stuckey, DC Drano, Attorney General Ken Paxton, local U.S. Congressman Troy Nehls, and Dallas area Congressman.
You have Mattress Mac.
Oh yeah, Mattress Mac's a big one. The one I was going to mention though is Lance Gooden and
yes,
Mattress Mac, and there's so many great people that have so much to offer these young people. And we work to educate young people in Judeo-Christian and conservative values, and we want them to find their purpose and callings here at our event. And they're charged up and excited about America, and they want to love and serve Jesus. That's what it's all about. Okay. And so it's an exciting event every year, and I'm grateful for churches like Mims Baptist Church and Grace Woodlands who've been so generous in allowing us to be hosted at their church. And I feel it's fitting that it is at a church because the church should be engaged and involved in the political process, and we've done everything that we can
to separate church from government. Exactly. So at this point, it's good, though, for us to have the opening of our pastors for every church so they can go and present
and here's
their
the
views.
thing about that idea of the separation of church and state. It really comes from Thomas Jefferson's letter to the Danbury Baptist Church.
Exactly.
And he writes that the church should be protected from the state, where the state is not controlling the church. But it did not mean that Christians shouldn't be engaged in the political arena.
Exactly.
So there's quite a difference there, and it's not a precedent handed down by the Supreme Court or anything like that. The Johnson Amendment in the 60s was an effort to keep conservative churches out of the political process.
Exactly.
But, the left, they do everything they can to get their folks out to the voting booths, and churches are busing their liberal voters to the polling location.
Exactly.
So we need to be engaged as Christians.
As well, exactly.
Yeah.
Cristian dice que comenzó este programa de Texas Youth Summit, lo comenzó en el 2019. Era simple y sencillamente una reunión de jóvenes, y resultó ser que ahora se ha crecido al extremo donde ya no abarca, se llena, es un lleno total, y lo hemos visto. Básicamente es una reunión donde se le dedica a los jóvenes y vienen todos los congresistas, personas famosas de todo, que tienen ideas cristianas y conservadoras, a hablar con los jóvenes para para que ellos entiendan el punto de vista de cada uno de sus plataformas. Entonces, este año, en el 16 de septiembre al 17, son 2 días dedicados a que los jóvenes de entre la edad de 14 to 18, am I right?
Well, we targeted initially high school and college ages, but we've opened it up to middle school, so it goes as low as 12. And it's, yeah.
Tiene la puerta abierta, es más, usualmente se había hecho para jóvenes de la edad de la secundaria, pero ahora la abrieron para los jóvenes de los 12 en adelante, para que ellos vayan hasta la edad de 26 años y se sienten, entren gratis, estudien la plataforma conservadora y entiendan que hay otra opción, además de las demás, que es liberal o la independiente. Entonces, ellos se encargan de hablar. Este año tenemos a la señora Kelly McEnany, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. Tenemos a la señora Candace Owens, al senador Ted Cruz, tenemos a la congresista muy buena, Marjorie Taylor Greene, que es una muy buena mujer trabajando por el país. Tenemos a nuestro, ¿cómo se llama? Attorney General, el señor Ken Paxton, y tenemos a muchas figuras que van a estar hablando. Es más, el señor Mattress Mack, que es del área de Houston, que es uno de los hombres que más da para poder ayudarnos cuando hubo inundaciones, cuando hay cosas. El hombre que más da y ayuda a la comunidad va a estar con ellos en este fin de semana, hablando sobre lo que se necesita hacer para poder llegar a crecer y tener una idea de lo que Dios hace, Jesús hace en lo que es en la vida conservadora y en lo que es la política. Le pregunté claramente que sí, el principio de nuestros creadores era de que se separaba el Estado de la iglesia, pero realmente no se pueden separar, porque realmente las iglesias sean liberales o sean conservadoras, tienen la oportunidad de dar enfoque a sus comunidades sobre lo que está pasando en la política actual, y es informativo. Christian, this is amazing. Because basically, we're able to educate every single aspect of the kids, regardless of who you are or where you're coming from, your background, regardless if you're liberal or you're not. The kid is going to sit down and he's going to have the choice of learning. Mm-hmm. What do you guys, how do you know that these kids are able to really understand or, really, really capture at least a couple of words or understand the meaning of this youth conference? Because it is gathering, yes, they're sharing, but at the same time, they're listening to so much politics.
Sure. Well, and it's not just politics. It's also, a lot of Christian worldview that's taught. And so it's not just a matter of being a nominal Christian, but also having a worldview that's Christian that informs how you live, how you treat people, how you spend your money, and the decisions that you make ultimately. And so when we read the scripture, it should change us. And
exactly.
So that's a part of it. Also, politics is viewed by some as a dirty business, but it's absolutely necessary because if you are not involved in politics, I believe it was Plato that said that you leave yourself to be governed by your inferiors. In other words, you have to engage in the political process if you want to have a say-so and a stake into what's happening civically.
Exactly.
And so we teach that from a very young age, and we want to teach those conservative principles that this country was founded on. And our brand of conservatism, we're more in line with the America First doctrine. A lot of the policies that have been spearheaded by President Trump. There's an America First Policy Institute.
Exactly.
And we want to support that agenda.
Okay. El señor Cristian, le pregunté que cómo hacía para que todos estos congresistas y todas estas personas de alta esfera vengan y hablen con todos los jóvenes. Estamos hablando de muchos de 12 años hasta los 26. Quizás los que son más adultos pueden entender, pero los más jóvenes, cómo ellos pueden agarrar. Dice que no solamente se habla de política, se habla de todo un poco. Se habla sobre la vida cristiana envuelta en la política, cómo conversar, cómo entender. Muchos en nuestras tradiciones hispanas, la política es un no-no. Nos prohíben hablar sobre política. No queremos hablar sobre política. Y Platón, uno de los grandes científicos, lo dice el señor Cristian, habló sobre que si tú no te envuelves en la política, entonces vas a servirle a aquellos que tú no quieres. Simple y sencillamente, esa es tú tienes que envolverte, hacer que tus hijos se envuelvan, que son ciudadanos americanos, y este país fue creado y fundado por hombres y mujeres cristianos, judeos o que hayan venido acá para poder solventar lo que es la vida política y ayudar a crecer el país y hacer América lo que es grande en estos momentos. El señor Trump lo ha puesto afuera, y el señor Collins cree en la política del señor Trump, cree en lo que realmente es el respeto completamente a todas las razas, no importa de dónde usted sea, el respeto y la unión. Christian is incredible. And to tell you the truth, it is a lot of work because I've seen it, how you get your people, how the youth help you, because you have a bunch of youth helping you as well, too. And it is today that you're immersed. I'm an adult, so when I get there, I sit down as an adult, but I see the eyes of those kids, how they just stare, and how they just value themselves after listening to each one. Last year, Ted Cruz did an amazing speech. Yeah. And I remember the way he presented it to the kids. And the kids were like, wow, this is what I'm looking forward to do. I want to be there. I want to do what Mr. Cruz is doing, helping the community, trying to get the union, unifying the whole. It doesn't have to be at any party, but unifying the whole community in one issue. For example, immigration or whatever it is, need health issues, or whatever that is needing at this moment that is pressuring us, or high taxes or whatever that we need to pay. Mr. Cruz did one, and at this point, what I'm looking at is that this year you're bringing people like Candace Owen. I'm willing. I'm going to sit down and watch her because she has a lot to say to a lot. Because a lot of us, we need to start thinking that this is the United States of America, and we live here, and we came from our countries. What is your suggestion for the Hispanic community? What would you say to the kids of the Hispanic community that are U.S. citizens, that are born, that have rights here, that are able to vote? What would you say? Because, our community don't want to go out vote. They are afraid. They are afraid. My vote is not going to count. Our community don't want to talk about politics. They grew up on socialist countries when politics you're not able to have a freedom of speech. What would you say?
If you look in South Texas, we're going to do another event October 22nd with Mayra Flores, Monica de la Cruz Hernandez, and Cassie Garcia. And these women are all running for Congress down in South Texas in different parts. One's more Laredo, one's more McAllen is center, and the other one I think is closer to Weslaco and Cameron County in different parts. And so these women are, they very much support secure borders. They very much support legal immigration. They very much support securing our country, because the Tejanos down there, they don't want people coming across their property illegally. Exactly. And there's a lot of fentanyl that comes across
a lot of
our border, and there's been 100,000 people that have died because of fentanyl overdose this year. And so, Myra, her husband is a border patrol agent, and many of our border patrol are Latino, Hispanic Americans that love our country and they want to secure our borders. So, I think. As a whole, there's so many people that are turning conservative down there because of the Christian values. They have this whole slogan called "Make America Godly Again."
Exactly.
And it's not just evangelical. It's the Catholic.
It's everywhere.
The Catholic
exactly.
and the Protestants both are very much
united in this. Exactly.
Turning, South Texas very conservative, and they don't like the things that are happening in our country. They think, the transgenderism is a dysphoria that's gone way too far. I mean, common sense tells us there is male and female.
Exactly.
And the Hispanics, from my observation, have strong family values, and they're pro-life. And even some of the traditional ones down there that have been Democrat, because that's just the way that it's been, they're still pro-life, even the Democrats. And so they believe that abortion is wrong because they are very much by the scripture on this issue, and they understand the science.
Exactly.
And so, I think that is a large part as to why they've become so conservative, is because they see firsthand the assault that Democrats are weaponizing on Christian community, on families, and they're a pro-family, tightly knit group, and they work hard. They love each other. They have beautiful families, and
That's what we
they
need
want
to
to keep that
have.
as such.
Exactly.
It's not there should be parental choice where parents decide what's best for their
For the kid.
education.
Exactly.
Parents should decide what their children are being taught, and not some woke liberal teacher that keeps secrets from the parents.
Exactly.
And so these are all things that I think have really helped turn the tide. And if you look at what happened in Virginia, last thing I'll say, the reason that state with the new governor, Republican Governor
Exactly.
Youngkin, it happened that way in large part was because of education.
Exactly.
And there were so many minority voters that voted Republican because the Democrats have gone way too far.
Cristian nos está poniendo el punto de vista conservador en la mesa. Básicamente, él habla sobre su próximo evento que va a ser en el área del border el sur de Texas. Va a haber otra conferencia. Esa conferencia es para, van a haber mujeres conservadoras que están ganando la batalla republicana en las contiendas. ¿Por qué? Porque ellas en el área de lo que se llama inmigración en esa parte, muchos de ellos están en contra de la inmigración ilegal. No porque no quieran que la gente venga ilegalmente, sino por el área donde se están entrando las drogas, el fentanol se está entrando. Hay muchos muertos a nivel de los Estados Unidos diarios por las drogas, el tráfico de niños, el tráfico de mujeres, el tráfico de armas, los carteles que existen en el border. Entonces, por eso se pide que se cierre. Entonces, este mismo Sobin lo va a tener en el área de eso, pero él dice que la comunidad hispana está tan unida. Está unida. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos los valores conservadores, religiosos, seamos demócratas o republicanos, amamos nuestras familias, estamos en contra de lo que es el aborto, en contra del transgenderismo, o sea, el cambio de sexo obligado, en contra de la educación irresponsable de muchos liberales a nuestros hijos. Entonces, se están uniendo las masas. Ya no es una cosa por ser demócrata o ser liberal o republicano, sino que nos estamos uniendo todos en el mismo caso porque no queremos que esto pase. Han ganado esas mujeres en esa área, siendo usualmente áreas demócratas, han ganado republicanas. ¿Por qué? Por eso el sentido de que nosotros como hispanos hemos ido a votar y hemos dicho no queremos más abortos, no queremos más abuso, no queremos que nos abusen nuestros niños, no queremos el paso ilegal de personas que vienen a hacernos daños y a matar a los policías y a hacernos daños. Eso es lo que está pasando en el área sur. Entonces, todo esto se va a hablar durante estas conferencias. Las conferencias en septiembre es el del 15 y el 16 de septiembre. No sé si cuando salga este programa van a poder estar, había pasado, lo más seguro sí, vamos a hacer varios anuncios antes de esta fecha. Pero queremos que usted mande a sus hijos hispanos menores de 12 en adelante. La entrada es gratuita. I'm letting them know that basically the fee to get in is free for kids from 12 to 26, am I right? 25,
Yeah.
26, right?
Yeah.
And then adults will have to pay a fee, but they have to register
and
online.
there's a couple ways that adults can sponsor. So they can buy a general admission ticket for $50, or they can buy a VIP ticket, which enables them to meet Kaylee McEnany, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert in our VIP reception Saturday at noon. So
Okay, perfect.
would be honored to have y'all participate, and go to texasyouthsummit.com/events for this opportunity. And it's September 16th and 17th at Grace Woodlands Church. Look forward to seeing y'all.
Él dice que él espera que nosotros vengamos. Básicamente tiene manera de usted envolver a sus hijos en esto. Siempre manténgase al tanto porque ellos tienen varios eventos durante el año. Es el 16 y el 17 de este mes de septiembre. La entrada para adultos de $50. Y si usted puede donar, también se ayuda para el proceso a un joven que entre gratis y automáticamente puede comprar el área de VIP, donde van a tener a la señora McNaney, a la señora Lauren Bowery, and which one's the other one? Marjorie Green Taylor, que va a tener un VIP section, una sección de VIP para que ustedes entren y puedan conocerlas y tomarse fotos con ellas. Ellas van a estar disponibles el día sábado. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you.
for coming to give us the light for the youth. Thank you for devoting yourself, sir, because I know you have so much in your plate. And what I like from you is your energy. And kids are looking at you. They're learning from you, and you being an example. And that's the type of leadership we have in this community. Thank you for being a good youth leader, sir.
Yeah.
And thank you for continuing in that position, because I know that you were trying to do the political arena that you're trying to explore. But to me, you reach on your point. Your point and your grace is with the youth, and that's what we want from you, sir. Thank you for continuing your continuation on this job. Muchas gracias le doy por continuar en el trabajo que tiene con nosotros de Texas, de lo que es Texas Youth Summit. Él es un ejemplo de juventud, jalando jóvenes para trabajar. Por favor, métanse en texasyouthsummit.com. Ahí pueden verlo en mi page de Voces en Acción. Va a salir todos los contactos del señor Chris Collins, y estamos a la orden. We're here for you, sir. This is your show. I'm your host, and anything that I can do for you, let me know. It was a pleasure having you on your show again, sir.
Well, it was an honor to be with you, Jenny, and thank you for making the time.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for being with us. See you in our next edition with Voces en Acción. Have a good one.
Esto fue Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a nuestra comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Hasta nuestra próxima edición.